All right. Yay. We are live. Good afternoon, good evening, beautiful people. And welcome to our live today. It's a Monday, August 17, 2026. My name is Gemma. I'm from BC, Canada. And along with these beautiful ladies, we are mompreneurs. We are professionals and in different fields of expertise, and we are also running an online business. So, welcome to our episode for this Monday. It's a purpose over pressure. That's the title over our topic. Building a business without losing yourself. All right. So, I'm so grateful that you are here because tonight's conversation is one so many women silently carry the tension between everything we have to do and everything we feel called to do. So if you have ever felt stretched, overwhelmed, or torn between responsibilities and your dreams, this space is for you. And tonight we are choosing purpose over pressure. We are choosing alignment over exhaustion. We are choosing growth that honors who we are, not just what we do. We are diving into real stories, real challenges, and real breakthroughs. So, no culture, no burnout mindset, just honesty, clarity, and the courage to build a business that fits your life, not the other way around. And I'm not having this conversation alone. We have four incredible women here joining us tonight. So, women who show up with heart, intention, and live experience. So our panelists tonight are Miss Bernadette sharing how she finds clarity when life gets loud, and we also have Marge showing us what intention looks like in a busy season. Ying reminding us how to protect our peace while growing, and of course Mary J inspiring us to create space for our dreams even when life feels full. So, ladies, once again, thank you so much for being here. Let's dive in by introducing yourselves first. Thank you, Miss B.
All right. Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're tuning from. I am Bernadette, originally from Baguio City, Philippines, and now living here in Canada as an early childhood educator, a proud digital business owner, and a child of God. Back to you, host.
All right. And Miss Marge, is it Marge?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are watching tonight or today on your side. My name is Marjorie, a mom of two, a wife, originally from the Philippines in Mindanao. And I work in the food service industry and also a proud digital entrepreneur. Back to you, host.
Thank you, Marge. And let's proceed with Miss Ying.
Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're tuning from. My name is Ying Harland. I'm a retired corporate professional living in Ontario, Canada. One thing I've learned in this new chapter of my life is that retirement doesn't mean we stop growing. Sometimes it gives us opportunities to discover new interests, learn new things, and create new possibilities. So maraming salamat sa inyong oras at sa pagpili ninyong makasama kami ngayong gabi. Back to you, host.
Thank you, Sis Ying. And last but not the least, Sis Marie J.
Hi everyone, I'm Mary J, originally from Baguio City, Philippines, and now based in New Jersey, USA. I am a wife, a mom of two girls, physical therapist by trade, and a digital business owner, mentor, and coach. My journey into the digital space started with a simple desire to create more time for my family while continuing to build a better future. I'm excited to share a little bit of the journey with you tonight. Back to you, host.
Awesome. I love to hear that. We want to have more time with our family, but at the same time, we are preparing something for our future, right? So, okay, now we're going to dive into the questions that we prepared for our panelists. So, we'll start with Miss B. Bernadette.
All right.
All right.
Thank
Okay. And our question for you is when life gets loud and overwhelming, how do you find clarity and reconnect with what truly matters?
Thank you, sis, for that wonderful question. So when life gets loud and overwhelming, how do I find clarity and reconnect with what really matters? Sometimes we get so caught up in work, responsibilities, family, expectation, and the pressure to succeed that we forgot to ask ourselves, why am I doing all of this in the first place? Building a business should not mean losing yourself in the process. For me, purpose over pressure means building something that supports the life I want, not creating another source of stress. So a business can be a vehicle for freedom, but we have to make sure we are still present for the people and moments that make that freedom meaningful. You need to pause and remember your why. When everything feels overwhelming, sometimes the best thing we can do is really just to pause and ask yourself, why did I start? Maybe you wanted more time with your family. Maybe you wanted financial flexibility and the ability to travel, early retirement, or simply a plan B for your future. When we connect with our why, the pressure becomes easier to put into perspective. We stop comparing our journey to someone else's timeline and start focusing on what truly matters to us. Your business should serve your purpose, not replace it. So build with purpose and not pressure. There will always be another goal, another post to create, another training to attend, and another milestone to reach. But success isn't about constant doing more. Building a digital business while working and managing everyday responsibilities requires balance. We don't have to sacrifice our peace just to prove that we're really serious. So you use the system, the tools, the automation, mentorship, the community available for you. So work consistently, but give yourself permission to breathe, rest, and enjoy life along the way. And of course, you have to protect the person you are becoming. Don't become so focused on building your future that you forget to live your present. Celebrate small wins, spend time with your families, relatives, and of course, you have to always pray and rest. You travel, laugh, make memories with them. The goal is simply to build a successful, is not simply to build a business, a successful one. The goal is to build a life that you actually want to wake up to. So if your business gives you more income but takes away your peace, relationship, health, and joy, it's worth stepping back and ask, is this really aligned with my purpose? So once again, purpose over pressure, peace over comparison, progress over perfection. Life will always be loud. There will always be responsibilities, expectations, and moments when we feel very overwhelmed. But clarity comes when we slow down and remember who we are, why we started, and what truly matters. So, as you build your business, don't lose yourself trying to build your future. Build with intention, build with faith, build with purpose. Because at the end of the journey, success is not just about what we built, it's about who we become and lives we were all able to impact the lives that we are able to impact along the way. So your business is part of your life. It should never become your entire life. Back to you, host.
Wow, that was so powerful. I love everything, every bit that you said. Amazing. It doesn't need to be, I don't have to explain further. Narinig nyo naman yon. Very precise yung kanyang sinasabi. And I agree with that. Sometimes we just need to pause because sometimes we're like distracted what's going on around us, right? And sometimes we forget really the goal, why we are here. This is in general, not only in the business, like even at work, sometimes you are just burnt out. No, pagod ka na for many years that you've been doing the same thing over and over again. But maybe you just need to pause and reflect. Ano ba talaga ang gusto mong mangyari sa buhay mo? What do you really want to do in life? Or why are you doing things? right? The way you're doing it. Thank you so much, Sis B. Wow, awesome. And right now, Sis Margie will be our next panelist. And our question for her is, what does it look like to build your business with intention, even when your days are already full? Take it away, Sis
All right,
Margie.
sis, thank you for your wonderful question. So, for me, building my business with intention doesn't mean I have hours and hours every day to work on it. Actually, it's the opposite. My days are already full. I'm a wife, a mom. I work in a food service and I taking care of my family. And at the same time, I'm building something of my own. So for me, intention means being very clear about my why I'm doing this. So I'm not building this business just to add on another responsibility to my already a busy life. I'm building it because I want to create more choices for my family, and most importantly, I want to be more present for the moments that truly matters. So there was a time when I was so focused on working and taking care of everything that I realized how quickly my kids were growing up. And that's really made me think, what am I building today that give me more choices for tomorrow? That became my motivation. So even those days when I'm busy, I remind myself that I don't need to do everything. I just need to do something intentional. Maybe it's checking with someone, maybe it's learning something new, maybe it's creating a content, maybe it's connecting with my community. And sometimes it's only 30 minutes, but that 30 minutes has a purpose. And I think that's important for a busy mom and working parents to understand. You don't have to wait until life become less busy before you start working toward meaningful. So life may always be busy, and the question is, what are you choosing to make time for? So for me, this business fits into my life. I don't want my business to become another reason I miss my family moments. And I want it to support the kind of life I am intentionally building. And honestly, I'm still learning. I'm still balancing motherhood, marriage, work, and business. Some days I do more, some days I do less. And that's okay because consistency doesn't mean doing everything perfectly every single day. It means continuing to move forward even when your schedule isn't perfect. So if you're listening tonight and thinking, my days are already full, where would I even find the time? So I want you to remember this. You don't necessarily need more time. You need a clarity about what matters most to you. Start small, be intentional, and use the time you have. Because one small step today can become something much bigger tomorrow. And that's what building with intentions look like for me. Not trying to do everything, but making sure that what I'm doing is connected to the life and the future I truly want for myself and for my family. So that's all for me, host. Back to you.
Wow, that's so great. I love that. You need clarity. You don't really need more time, but clarity, what you really want to do, right? This is congruent to what Miss B has said earlier. Thank you so much, Sis Marge. Okay, so now at this point, we would like to call on Sis Ying, and this is our question for her. So, how do you protect your peace while you are still pursuing growth and stepping into new opportunities? I think you're muted, sis.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank
All
you.
right.
All right.
Thank you. All right. Thank you for the question. I think protecting your peace while still pursuing growth is really learning that you don't have to say yes to everything just because it's an opportunity. As we grow, more doors may open. We meet new people, learn new things, and sometimes we're invited to step outside our comfort zone. And that's exciting. But growth should not always mean being busy, overwhelmed, or instantly proving ourselves. For me, protecting my peace means knowing my priorities. I ask myself, is this opportunity aligned with where I want to go? Will this help me grow or will it simply add more stress to my life? I've also learned that it's okay to say no, to rest, and to set boundaries. Saying no to something doesn't mean you're not ambitious. Sometimes saying no is exactly what allows you to give your best yes to the things that truly matter. And at the same time, protecting your peace doesn't mean staying inside your comfort zone. Some opportunities will make us nervous. Growth can feel uncomfortable. The difference is knowing whether the discomfort is helping you become a better version of yourself or simply draining you. So today I try to choose opportunities with intention. I want to keep learning, keep growing, and keep challenging myself, but not at the expense of my happiness and peace. Because at this stage of life, I realized something very important. Success is not just about how much you accomplished, it's also about being able to enjoy the life you're creating along the way. That's it for me. Back to you, host.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I love what you said, knowing your priority. Diba? Tama naman talaga. So you won't feel overwhelmed, right? Thank you so much. I love it. Okay, now at this point, we'd like to call our sis Marie J. And our question for her is, how do you create space for your dreams when your schedule already feels full and demanding?
Thank you for your question, Sis Gemma. That really speaks to me because, for a long time, honestly, I thought I don't have time for another thing. Well, as a wife, a mom of two girls, a physical therapist working multiple jobs, my schedule was already full. I was tired. I was exhausted most days. I felt like I was moving from one responsibility to the next. But I realized something important. If I kept waiting for the schedule to be less busy, I might be waiting forever. It's not going to happen. So instead of asking, where can I find more time? I started asking, what am I willing to make time for? Prioritization, right? And for me, it started small. Sometimes it was 30 minutes before everyone woke up. Sometimes it was during my lunch break or after work or while the kids are in their practice or in their sports or when everybody goes to bed. I didn't suddenly have time for free time, but I simply became more intentional with the little pockets of time I already had. When you scroll on your phone, it's just how I open my business. The moment I pick up my phone, instead of scrolling, I do my business. That's just how it is. And this is the beauty for digital business. It works around my schedule and not the other way around. That's how flexible it is. And I also had to learn about creating space for your dreams. That doesn't mean sacrificing everything else. That's actually where the purpose over pressure became more important to me. I didn't want to build something that required me to lose myself, neglect my family, or consistently feel guilty. The whole reason of starting was to create more presence to my children, more choices for my family, and more time with the people I love. So I learned to give myself grace. Some days I give more time to my business. Some days my family needs more. And that's okay. I've learned that balance doesn't always mean giving everything equal time. It means knowing what matters most in the season they're in. And of course, I pray about it. I ask God for wisdom about what deserves my yes and what needs my no. So if your schedule already feels full, don't think you have completely changed your life overnight. Start with the space you already have. Start with 20 minutes. Start with one small action. Because sometimes your dream doesn't need 8 hours today, it just needs one step, putting it off until someday. Your schedule may be full, but if that dream has place in your heart for a reason, maybe you don't need more time. You just need, room to what really matters most. Thank you, Sis Gemma. Back to you.
That is so awesome. She's mentioned about being intentional in every pockets of time that she has. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so the last question is for myself. Of course, I have to share something too. Okay, so the question for me is, how do you let purpose lead your decisions or your decisions instead of pressure, especially when juggling so many roles? Wow, paano nga ba? It's not easy to be a wife, a mom, and then you have your household as well that you need to manage, and then you also have a full-time job that you're doing, and of course you're running a business on the side. So as a wife, a mom, and someone who works full-time with young children, my life is already full before I even add building a business to the list, right? So for a long time I felt like I had to carry everything perfectly, every role, every responsibility, every expectation. And that pressure made me feel like I was constantly behind. But choosing purpose over pressure changed everything for me. So for me, purpose looks like remembering why I'm building this in the first place. And yun din ang sinabi nila, di ba? I'm not doing it to impress anyone or to keep up with a pace that doesn't fit my season. No, I'm doing it to create options for my family, to grow in a way that feels aligned, and to show my children what it looks like to build something with heart. So instead of letting pressure tell me I need to do more, faster, or perfectly, I let purpose guide my pace. Dapat naman po ganun, di ba? So purpose reminds me that small steps still count. Purpose reminds me that my season matters. Purpose reminds me that I can grow without burning out. Some days, purpose looks like working after bedtime. Other days, purpose looks like resting because my energy is low. And many days, purpose looks like simply showing up with intention, even if it's just one aligned action. I've learned that I do not have to be everything at once. No, I just have to be present, intentional, and willing to take the next step that feels true to me. So when I lead with purpose, I'm not losing myself in the process. I'm actually finding a version of myself that feels stronger, calmer, and more aligned. That's how I navigate all my roles, not by doing it all, but by doing what matters. And of course, I really have to pray hard before starting something, you know. I started with a prayer. Thank you so much. Wow. So thank you for all our of course our panelists. Thank you so much. And before we end this, I want we want to of course hear your last message, and you can also share your website, please. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Sis Gemma. And again, if you want to have a change in your life, then do make a change. My website is www.bernadettejourney.com. Back to you, host.
Thank you so much, Sis B and March.
All right. So to those who are working parents or um, a mother or immigrant who wanted to have another extra on the side, check out our website. And my website is www.marchclub.com. Up to you, host.
Thank you, sis. And Sis Ying.
All right, to all our viewers tonight, thank you for watching and spending your time with us. If you any of our what was mentioned tonight resonate with you, please feel free to contact any one of us. Our website is displayed on the screen. We do also have a free webinar every Tuesdays and Thursdays that you can get an overview of what we do as the digital business owners. Remember, nothing changes when nothing changes. Hope to see you on the inside. Bye for now.
Thank you, Sis Ying. And of course, Sis Mary J.
Yes, so your life has already feeling full, but maybe that dream in your heart is there for a reason. What's one small thing that you can make space for today? You could share it in the comments or connect with me if this conversation speaks to you. If you want to learn more about our digital business, you could message any one of us and me, of course. My website is www.maryjstewart.com. We'll see you in the inside and thank you guys for your watching.
All right. So, as we wrap up tonight's live, I want to leave you with this reminder. You do not have to choose between your responsibilities and your calling. You don't have to run faster, push harder, or carry more to be worthy of your dreams. You are allowed to slow down. You are allowed to breathe. You are allowed to build with intention, alignment, and purpose. Your business should honor your values. Your growth should honor your energy, and your future should honor you. If tonight's conversation spoke to your heart, stay connected, stay inspired, and keep choosing purpose over pressure, one aligned step at a time. Thank you to our incredible panelists again. Thank you, ladies. And thank you to every woman who joined us live. Your presence matters, your story matters, your purpose matters. Until next time, keep building a life and business that feels like home. And also, my website is www.gemavramos.com. Bye for now. Blessings, everyone.
Bye. God bless everyone.
Bye. Good
Bye.
night.